Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone. Peace, mercy, and blessings unto the hopeful elect. The Israelites of the Bible, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And as you can see, I found this video on social media. And the caption says, Family Roots University. And it's basically a family that are doing basically witchcraft. And they have a bunch of idols of different nations, of different heathens, and yeah, man, this is wicked. This is wicked right here. Even the Heavenly Father Yahweh Shem Yahushua told his people, the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, not to have idols or to be any witchcraft or to follow the abominations of these other nations. So I got the book of Exodus chapter 20 verse 1, and it reads, And Yahweh spake all these words, saying, I am the Adonai, the Yahweh, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. And he was speaking to our foreign fathers when they left Egypt, the first captivity. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. And right here you can see this family have different gods from different nations. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. And you can see that they had different idols, stuff from heaven, from the earth, and also from the sea. Verse 5, Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Adonai, the Yahweh, am a jealous Yahweh, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. And loving the Heavenly Father Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is by keeping his commandments. And we also go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 18. This is when the Heavenly Father Yahweh is speaking to our foreign fathers of what not to do when they come to the Holy Land from these other nations. And he said, this is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 18 verse 9. It reads, When thou art come into the land which the Adonai that Yahweh giveth thee, that will be the Holy Land. Salah for that. Thou shalt not learn to do after the abomination of those nations. Because before we got the Holy Land, there was other nations, but the Heavenly Father kicked them out and gave it to our foreign fathers. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire. So pretty much, sacrifice his kids, because that's what these other nations were doing. Or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a counselor with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Adonai Yahweh. And because of these abominations, the Adonai Yahweh do drive them out from before thee. So this is what these other nations were doing in the Holy Land, which the Heavenly Father Yahweh Bashim Yahushua gave to our foreign fathers, and told our foreign fathers not to follow after their ways. Even in the book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 18, it says, Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. So usually back then, if there was a person and anybody of our tribe being a witch, they would have been judged, and judging them will put them to death, because that will cause fear to the Israelites not to break the law, statute, commandments of the Heavenly Father. That will be sin, and we know that sin is the transgression of the law. We also go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon and the Apocrypha, chapter 12, verse 3. It talks even right here, says, because of what these other nations were doing in the Holy Land, that's why the Heavenly Father kicked them out and also gave it to our foreign fathers. It says, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 12 verse 3, For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers, our foreign fathers, both those old inhabitants of thy holy land. So these other nations that were kicked out and killed by our foreign fathers, who thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcraft. And you can see in that video, they were doing basically witchcraft, doing drawings on the board, on the floor, which I don't know what kind of image they were drawing or something, but praying to it and chanting for protection, putting candles around it, and having like a bunch of different idols around the house. who thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcrafts and wicked sacrifices, and also those merciless murders of children and devours of man's flesh and the feast of blood. So these other nations, that's what they were doing. They were killing their kids. They were sacrificing the kids, and also eating human meat, human flesh, and also feast of blood. Pretty much drinking their blood. With their priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew, and the parents that killed with their own hands souls destitute of help. So the parents were killing their own kids, that the land which thou esteem above all other might receive a worthy colony of Yahweh's children. And we know Yahweh's children are the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American. Also in the video, you can see there's a lot of different idols from different nations. And even in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15, verse 15 says, for they counted all the idols of the heathens to be gods. And that's what our foreign fathers did, because even when Moses was gone for 40 days and 40 nights, receiving the law, statute, commandments from the Heavenly Father, since they didn't have any patience of Moses coming back, they even went up to Aaron and told us, build us gods. And Aaron got gold from them and build a calf. And they said, this is the God that took us out of the land of Egypt. When they saw all the miracles and wonders that the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, was doing in the land of Egypt, the plagues, and also them crossing on the Red Sea, and they thought a calf was gonna be it's a god. That's how you know our people are stupid. Our people, the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, are stupid. Our forefathers saw all these miracles and wonders that the Heavenly Father did for us, and since they couldn't wait for Moses, they didn't have patience for Moses to come back when he was gone for 40 days and 40 nights, that they told Aaron to build a god for them, which was a calf, an animal. That's just stupid. Wisdom Solomon chapter 15 verse 15. For they counted all the idols of the heathens to be gods, which neither have the use of eyes to see, nor noses to draw bread, nor ears to hear, nor fingers or hands to handle. And as for their feet, they are slow to go. So yeah, these idols, they can't move. They can't see, they can't hear, they can't speak, they can't move at all. But then our people, which will call them gods. If we go to the book of First Chronicles, chapter 16, verse 25, it reads, for great is the Adonai Yahweh, and greatly to be praised. So it's the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that He's a great power. He's our God, and greatly to be praised. We're supposed to be praising Him, looking for Him, seeking mercy and grace from Him. He also is to be feared above all gods. Yeah, we're supposed to fear the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, because it's the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that He does everything. That everything that happens in our life, it is Him that controls it. Because even in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 39, He even told Moses, see now that I am He, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. So the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, is the one that sends judgment. He kills you and He makes alive. He judges you, and if He has to bring you back to the spiritual world, you go back up. He gives you your judgment, and then He brings you back up, and like later on, and then you won't remember. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So nothing can deliver us out of the hand of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, because He is the Creator and the Master of all spirits. He's the Most High. He's above all other gods. So if we go back to the First Chronicles, chapter 16, verse 25. For great is the Adonai Yahweh, and greatly to be praised. He also is to be feared above all gods. For all the gods of the people are idols, but the Adonai Yahweh made the heavens. So these other gods from these other nations, they're idols. They can't do nothing. It's the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that created everything. He made everything in this world. Everything that you see right now. Even in the book of Psalms, even David, because you can see the family, they're chanting for protection, not knowing that everything comes from the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But David knew who he called when he needed help. He will always pray to the Heavenly Father. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 18, verse 2. It reads, the Adonai Yahweh is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my Yahweh, my strength in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation and my high tower. So it's the Heavenly Father. it is him that's going to protect you. Even Yahweh Shai said, don't fear a man that could kill the body, but fear him that could kill the body and also the soul. And even when the body is dead, even the soul too. I will call upon the Outer One Yahweh, who is worthy to be praised, so shall I be saved from my enemies. So it is the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, that, this family should be seeking instead of these other idols. They're nothing, pretty much. And with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah, Kadash, Shalom.